What's going on, YouTube world? I said I was gonna stop saying that. What's going on, y'all? I keep doing that. It's a bad habit. I'm sorry. What's going on, y'all? Though, welcome to LilBigMan Gaming. Got for you today, as the shirt says, a Smackdown review. And this Smackdown was actually quite interesting for a Smackdown episode as it goes. Some development things happen, and I would get to why. I'm gonna get to what I mean in a minute. So they start off SmackDown with a Ronda Rousey promo, and basically she just came out and said she ain't making no excuses. Yes, she did beat Charlotte twice. She had her tapping out and she had her pin, but unfortunately the referee didn't see it. So she basically said that for that she's not out here to make excuses. She lost, but that she won a rematch, and she want that rematch to be against Charlotte at WrestleMania Backlash, which we are calling that we are calling it Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash. She basically want Ronda wants Charlotte in a what she said, I quit match. She won an I quit match against Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. So Charlotte came on the Titantron and basically said that, I took your moves, I felt the pressure, and basically I still walked out women's champion. That the whole thing with your whole little catchphrase of you being the baddest woman on the planet, I think it's nothing more than a cheap gimmick and catchphrase because you're looking like you're not because you can't win it when it counts, and that her answer is no. And she told her to get in the back of the line, get to the back of the line, and she called her a not so savory word, or basically the word for a female dog. But Ronda told her that this match will happen and she will get her match. And I think later on too, she basically went and intimidated because Adam Pearce got some type of mysterious letter, had a whole thing with Jinder Mahal, and who demanded the match against Ricochet, and Ronda interrupting basically wanted to know why she haven't been made official yet, and he told Ronda that it's not a no, but we'll find out. They supposed to find out tomorrow, which is today, when you see this video. Then we got the first match of the night, which was Butch or Pete Dunne making his SmackDown debut versus King Woods, which I guess for some reason they're not calling him King Woods. Now they're just calling him Xavier. Now they still calling him Xavier Woods, but he's still supposed to be King Woods. This match was a good match. You see that the way he still wrestles like Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight, joint manipulation. He do all that type of stuff. The match was still good. I was surprised that they actually gave the win here to King Woods. I thought Butch was going to win this match for sure, but Butch lost. He lost in his debut match, which doesn't look good for Pete Dunne. When people lose in their debut match, and especially for somebody like Pete Dunne, it's not looking good at all. It's not. But I want to see where they go with this. But yeah, King Woods got the victory over Butch. The second match we got was from none other than a debut of this was a debut for a person or call up from NXT, none other than Gunther. Gunther went one-on-one with an enhancement talent, and pretty much was a squash match is what it was. Gunther pretty much squashed the enhancement talent and got the victory. Nothing really. The match was okay, but it was just a clean squash match for Gunther. Then, keeping it going with debuts, we got a backstage promo where Kayla basically introduces another call up or another debuting, as they call it, debuting. But we basically got another call up from NXT, which was weird considering like this person was in the middle of a story on NXT, but it was rumored that she was coming to SmackDown. And that's none other than Raquel Gonzalez, or as they calling her on up here on SmackDown now. She went from being Raquel Gonzalez on NXT to Raquel Rodriguez. And she basically in her interview, she basically just said that she put in the SmackDown women's locker room on notice because they not ready for someone like her. And then she was interrupted by Los Lotharios, who basically tried to kiss Raquel Gonzalez, and she like kind of faked them out because when they said they wanted to it was tradition to welcome her with a kiss. She kind of like did her hair like she wanted one, but then she basically told them no, and they was like okay, and then, that was the end of that. We then went from that backstage promo to the promo of Happy Talk, and what we got was Baron Corbin. Basically, he's not happy. He's upset that he lost his match. He kind of went on this rant about him like going soul searching and looking at the man within, and that he blamed the loss on Madcap, or I said Madcap. I hate calling him. I don't want to call him that. I just call him Moss. He blamed it on Moss, and basically said that Moss is the reason why he lost the match at WrestleMania. And Moss tried to cheer him up with a joke. That pissed Baron Corbin off even more, telling him that he was supposed to. He was there to he like got too big for the suspenders. He was only there for one thing, to tell him jokes to make him laugh, and he kept told another joke, but he said the joke was bad. That joke was bad too, and he told him that's what he told him, like he was getting too big for the suspenders. Then he told him that he needed to make a joke like his job depended on it because he's really that upset. And then he made a joke after berating Moss. Moss made a joke about Baron Corbin being an ungrateful friend who runs down his friends, and this started a brawl between the two. He also said something about Moss winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial, saying that he letting that go through his head as well. But yeah, the fight broke out, and this is basically the split between that they kind of been building towards between Baron Corbin and Moss, and now it fully happened. They had a fight, and it seemed like basically while Baron is still a heel, Moss is basically a babyface now. We got the next match, which was Drew McIntyre versus Sammy. And the way how they set this up was Sammy was arguing with Adam Pearce, and he this happened before Ronda confronted Adam Pearce, and he basically argued with Adam. Tom was basically saying how he was embarrassed and that that's not what he signed up for at WrestleMania. But Adam trying to tell him, look, that's what you asked for. You asked for a no holds bar or anything goes match. He said, yeah, it was an anything goes match. Not everybody was invited. And, they argued, but then he said the next guy that come out the SmackDown locker room, he was going to kick their butt. Thus, Drew McIntyre does this match. This match was basically it was an okay match. Drew McIntyre pummeled Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got a little shots in, but when Sami realized he couldn't win, he basically tried to get himself caught out. But Drew ran, got him, beat him up, bring him back in the ring for them to fight some more. But then he did the same thing again after fighting a little bit more. He did the same thing and just this time left the ring through the crowd, and then actually did get counted out. So Drew McIntyre won the match via count out, and basically he just set up a rematch between them next week on SmackDown between Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. Then after this, they just kept on coming with interesting things. Lacey Evans is back. So Lacey Evans cut a promo, but it was like a video package promo. It's like they repackaged her. She's no longer acting like the Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. It looked like they going for a more of a Marine Army gimmick because she had on army camo pants, and basically the promo was her talking about her real life trauma that she went through with her parents and the struggles. So she is a baby face. So she's returning as a babyface, and her gimmick as a babyface is going to be her. What it looks like they building towards with the Marine camos and the way they talked about, because they talked more about her Marine and Army status for the first time that I know of in this promo more than they ever have. And basically, it just made she basically talked about that she was saying that not saying I'm better than the women in that locker room, but they ain't better than me. But yeah, it feels like she's coming back as a babyface, and this, like I said, as maybe more of a Marine gimmick. And then we got the last match of the night, which was Sasha Banks versus Liv Morgan. Now, this match was surprising. I actually would say this was the best match of the night, not because they wrestled. I'll say a little bit because of the wrestling too, but because it had a surprise twist to it that I didn't see coming. But yeah, for the most part, Sasha Banks and Liv, they had a great match, great back and forth chemistry. I wouldn't say great. It was a good back and forth match, good chemistry. I didn't expect who won to win. I fully expect the other person to win, and it blew my mind. That's why I said this was a match that caught me off guard. So that's why I'm giving the match of the night, just before the simple fact they went one way when you thought they was going to go another way. But what I'm getting at is that in the end, Sasha Banks went for a suplex off the top from the top rope. Looked like she was gonna do like a suplex from the top rope into another Three Amigos, because she had did one previously in the match, earlier in the match. But when she landed, when she went to go flip her up, Liv Morgan grabbed her legs and pinned her 1, 2, 3, giving Liv Morgan the actual big victory of her career. Because Liv Morgan just had pinned, she pinned a former women's champion. So that was in the form of Sasha Banks. She pinned Sasha Banks clean too. Like, there was no distractions, no nothing. I think Natalia and Shayna Baszler was watching, but yeah, she pinned her clean. And I'm like, I gotta give it to them, even though they got this tag team match for the women's tag team championship Monday. This gave her big momentum going into that. So, with that being said, we got to the final event of the night, which was Roman Reigns promo. Roman basically came out and said that, after telling everybody to acknowledge him, he did say that he was out here to tell what was next. And he said he don't know what's next for him, because he pretty much did everything. Because he said they always talked about how the Universal Championship wasn't enough, and that they wanted the WWE Championship from Raw. So that's what he did. He went and smashed Cowboy. Brock Lesnar took Raw and the Raw Championship and basically made it his. So that really wasn't nothing left, but that he wanted the Usos to go to Raw and do the same thing that he did, but with the tag team titles, and get the tag titles off of RK Bro and bring it back to him, so that the Bloodline can have all the gold. They did recap what happened to Rick Boogs, and that was because Shinsuke would come out and it looked like he was getting ready to say something to Roman, but Roman stopped him and basically told him he understand what he's going through. He understand that he's upset that he lost his partner. And they said that we lost Jimmy to a knee injury, so we understand what it is. And it's love here on the Island of Relevancy, so he gave Roman gave Shinsuke a hug, and Jimmy and Jay then once Roman stepped back would super kick him and be like, "What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you, boy? You came out here disrespecting the tribal chief, all that type of stuff." And then they would end the show. So in all, this episode this episode of SmackDown made up for its minor slow parts, and it's just the parts that I didn't really care about with the debuts and the going left field direction with the booking of winning people's matches, which I'm referring to Sasha and Liv Morgan. I would give this episode of SmackDown a 7 out of 10 big ups because it was good. For the most part, it was good. I got some good debuts, good promos. Nothing really was too bad, and we got debuts, return, and a swerve in the match. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought though on my SmackDown, and if you enjoyed this review, then you gotta hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews, because I got tons of reviews like this. And if you enjoy my reviews so much you want to support the channel, then all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things, because I love when you guys give me feedback so I can give you feedback in the form of giving you more great content. And hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere because I got more of those amazing contents coming your way. Peace.